Already coming up, we are going to have today's daily tarot read, the Tao Daily Tarot. Here are three cards that give you kind of a quick heads up for what the reading will be. The theme is the never ending story. You gotta leave something that you're very attached to. You gotta walk away. Find out in just a moment. Well, hello and welcome to this latest edition of the Tao Daily Tarot. You are more than welcome. Glad to have you join me every day or as often as you possibly can. If you're a newbie, this is your first visit to the Tao Daily Tarot. There are several things that kind of separate me from other tarot readers. First of all, I'm an archetypal reader. In other words, I will take the images on the card, try not to add anything to it. Now, I do an 8-card spread, only 8 cards, because the Tao is a very simple path. It's the most direct path. It's the plain path. So 8 cards, I archetypal read, and I focus on energies instead of things like love and money and whatever else tarot readers focus on. And there's some really good ones out there. I focus on the energies that we live with every single day, that we have to kind of navigate our way through. The energy of coming, the energy of going, the energy of pushing and pulling. Very important. Stop and think in the course of a day. How many things are coming at you? How many things are leaving you? How many things are pushing and pulling? Goes on all the time. So what I do here on the Tao Daily Tarot is give you an energetic weather report. I tell you what the energies are around you right now, and you have the power, you determine how are you going to handle those? How are you going to navigate your way through? Well, if you know what the energies are and you apply them to your life, in your life circumstances, it's much more effective. And the people who have been tuning into the Tao Daily Tarot for some time say they like this much more because it gives them the information and leaves the options and even sometimes the interpretation up to them, and it fits their life so much better. So that's the idea. Plus, I do something called the hyper shuffle. You'll see that in just a moment. And I try to work around 10 minutes. I might go a little over, might go a little under, but somewhere around 10 because you're a busy person. You have things to do, people to see. I get it. Even in the COVID era, there are still things that need to be accomplished to live your daily life. So around 10 minutes, you can easily squeeze into your lifestyle without a major problem, and you get your energetic weather report every day because I do a brand new read every day, 365 days a year. Alrighty. So we have that all taken care of except for one thing. Please like, subscribe, and share. The folks at YouTube like that information. Helps me to grow the channel. Like, subscribe, and share. Thanks in advance. Alrighty, here we go. Talked about this thing here, the hyper shuffle. How about if we get to it? And there you go. That is the hyper shuffle. Let's get to the read for you today on the Tao Daily Tarot. We begin with something that we had a few days ago. Now, in a Mercury retrograde, this is not at all surprising to see themes repeating. This is the card I always use in the reading that kind of sets the temperature for the whole reading. And this is the never-ending story. Now, given the history of the past year, given the fact that we're in a Mercury retrograde, I would imagine, and quite rightly so, it feels like a never-ending story. And that can be good or bad. For most people, I think at least it's leaning towards the kind of negative side. Why do I think that? Well, we go to our first card from the coming-going section, 8 of Cups. You have to leave or are leaving something that you love very much, that you were very connected with on a heart level. Now, could be a person, no question about it. But it could also be an attitude, it could be a job, it could be any kind of relationship whatsoever. Even a relationship with yourself. Having to leave some thought or feeling that you have cherished for quite some time. And you're realizing, no more, I got to give it up, got to walk away. 8 of Cups. 8 of Cups. Staying on the coming and going side of things, we then go to the King of Swords, and that probably is the reason for the 8 of Cups. you have to walk away from something that you cherish. And I'm getting the feeling that it is something or someone that is not serving your heart. And so you have to, as the King of Swords, make a head over heart decision. Cut that person out, cut that situation out, cut that attitude or feeling of yours out. King of Swords, in balance, it's a very good thing, head over heart. And at this point, it looks like that's what you're doing. Something that you were very connected to emotionally has to be gotten rid of, or you're in the process of doing it right now. And again, we get another card repeating, Seven of Swords. Now, again, this is the card of the thief. But if you look deeper into the meaning of the card, it also talks about the idea of being able to think things out, to plan, and to do it behind the scenes, not do it out in the open. You are planning on stealing away, but I don't mean stealing in the sense of theft. I mean quietly moving away from someone, something. It could be outside of you, could be inside of you. Very often when you do these kind of readings, the battle is within. The battle is within. Remember, our world kind of mirrors what we're feeling and thinking, and this is a very good case in point, Seven of Swords. And we move from there, staying on the passing or pushing and pulling side, the Hermit. The Hermit. That's that journey within. That's that search for inner knowledge. That's kind of separating yourself from everyone and everything. Now, you may physically go through your life in every way, and you have your conversations with people, and you do whatever you normally do, but what they can't see is what's going on inside. This idea of that search for that light that shines or reflects only for you. Only for you. And you see there at the bottom, looks like waves, doesn't it? Or something like that? Yeah. Maybe some emotion mixed in, huh? So you are looking for answers. You are looking probably for that epiphany. I don't know necessarily whether it would even be something that would be tangible, something that you can touch. I think this is more of an attitude kind of a thing, a feeling kind of a thing that you are working on right now. And as the first magnifier in the read, we get to the Fool, the 0 card. Okay? The Fool. The Fool is very much a clean slate. Yeah. Has no experience, good, bad, or indifferent. So the Fool is able to kind of just have a very positive attitude. Devil may care attitude. Let's go forward. Let's go. Let's have fun. Let's do it. And there's a part of you, I think, that is trying to get to that position. But to do that, you have to cut out, King of Swords have to cut out a lot of emotional baggage, a lot of philosophical baggage. And in Mercury retrograde, it is totally appropriate that you are reviewing all of this, because maybe as we get to the 1st of March, you will feel more like the Fool. You'll feel more like taking that life adventure. Alrighty, but that's what you're in the process of doing right now, kind of wiping the slate clean, in a manner of speaking. And the next magnifier card, we had the King of Swords. Now we got the Ace of Swords. Obviously, you need to restart, rethink. It's a head over heart decision. And that's what makes it so very tough, because that 8 of Cups earlier showed, oh man, I was very, very, very attached. I wanted it very much. But you need to remove someone, something, some attitude within you, outside of you. You need to cut that stuff out. You need to leave it behind. And the Mercury retrograde is a great opportunity to put all of that into focus before you finally act. So I would advise you, hold off until the 1st of March before you make any decisions. But Here is the vice versa card. Not versa today, not reversed at all. It is going forward. It is the Six of Wands. Going forward in victory, in enthusiasm, in passion. Okay. Passion may be overstating it. It depends on your case. Passion may fit very nicely. But for most people, I would think going forward in victory, enthusiastically, I believe, is not only the goal, but the end result. And again, I'm looking towards the beginning of March. Let's spend most of February in a Mercury retrograde. Take the last week of February, which is not directly Mercury retrograde, but still has some of the residue. So I would wait till the first week of March. But victory is what you're sighted on, victory is what you're focused on, and victory is what you can claim. The key is to redo, rethink, reevaluate in a Mercury retrograde, because otherwise it is the never-ending story. And I think all of us in our own way have had enough. It's time to turn the page. Let's end the story. Let's start a new chapter, at least, if not a brand new book. Alrighty, so there is the Tao Daily Tarot reading today. Remember, like, subscribe, and share. I appreciate that a bunch. Other than that, I will see you back here tomorrow. Remember, I do a fresh read every single day, 365 days. Between now and our next visit, in any event, blessings.